Hey y'all, good morning. I wanted to come to you and make a little video. I do a lot of grass cutting and I wear these mowers out pretty regularly. But I have learned that it is better to have a $1,500 to $2,000 mower and just replace it every 5 or 6 years, as it is to have a $10,000 to $20,000 mower and have to be fixing them all the time. It's just ridiculous. You don't want to spend that much on a mower. It's just a mower, okay? But the ones I started using, I went with John Deere's and everything, and had the biggest cutting decks I could get on them, and all that. And up here in the mountains and stuff where I cut, a lot of the times you want to skinnier decks. You can go around things, go in between things. You can fit them in places, and it also, whenever you've got different shifts in the grade of them wide decks, you'll end up scalping places. With skinnier decks, the more narrow ones, it helps it not to do that as bad. So for the last few years, the ones that I ended up settling with was actually the Cub Cadets. You can see this is the LT 42 cut. All right. It's a really good little old mower. I mean, I've been really rough on it. You can see there. It's got the Kohler engine, the 18 horse. It's a Kohler Courage 18 horse engine with the 42-inch cut. And because of having that good engine, or that size engine, and then that small of a cut, it cuts like a champ. I mean, it cuts like a $10,000 mower, just because I got all that engine and that small of a cutting deck. It's only got 2 blades instead of 3 or 4. So I mean, it just it really cuts great. Now I do switch out and put on the Gator blades. The first time I have to change the blades, I've been going with the Oregon Gator blades. I like them. They're really good. They're really heavy. They do really good for this setup that I have here with the only the 2 blades and the good size engine. I could see where a smaller engine with like a 3-blade cutting deck, probably you wouldn't want to go with that heavy of a blade, because it would actually have problems turning them. Your belt would be slipping maybe, but for this setup it works really good. All right, but I'm going to show y'all just a couple little tricks to what I do every year to get my mowers ready. I leave my mowers out in the rain. I don't cover them. I don't put them in the garage. My mower's going to be tough, or it's not going to be my mower. All right. Tip number 1, whenever you're checking your air filter, all right, you take off these 2. That's the top, that's the bottom. You just loosen those, take them off. When you take them off, you got your air filter that just goes on. Okay. Now, it's hard to get those to stay in whenever you're replacing your cap. So the best thing to do is actually take little strips of like Scotch tape, like gift wrap tape. And when you put your new filter on, make sure you got it turned correctly and everything. When you put it on, take just a little strips of tape and put them around in the middle and the corner. Middle, corner, middle, corner. Just little strips of tape. That's not going to hurt a thing. And it's going to hold your filter in place while you put your cover on and tighten it up, which is, it's really important. But that's a real good tip with that. Then, you want to make sure you keep your fluids at a good level. I run these things a lot, and I really don't change the oil in them much. I mean, now I will add a little here and there, but you don't really have to do that unless you got a engine problem. But yeah, right here's your filter. Here's your oil where you can check your levels. All right, there's your little fuel filter down here. You see that? That's your fuel filter. All right, that's real easy to change if you need to change it. All right, there's your oil filter. Here's your oil check level on this Cub Cadet. This is your air filter here. All right, so that stuff's pretty easy to do. Now, one thing I've noticed year after year is I'd have to buy brand new mower batteries every year because they'd be completely dead. So what I started doing was, y'all seen on my channel where I've got a trolling motor, okay? The charger that I got for that, whenever I got it, I was smart about it. I got one that did the 6-volt or the 12-volt. And most of your little mowers like this has got a 6-volt battery. So I just run my extension cord out and I hook up my charger to my battery. I don't even take it out. I just hook it up straight to it like that and let it charge for a couple hours while I'm messing around. And that saves you from having to buy a new battery every year. Sometimes you'll still may have to get a new battery. If you are as rough on your mower as I am, that's going to happen. But usually I can just charge it for a little bit with that and then crank it up, or I can even jump it off with my pickup truck or jump box if you have a jump box. But it's always good to try and charge it a little bit, give the battery a little bit of juice first. But so I got to do that, and then I need to air up this tire. You know, I've wore the tread plumb off of it, going up and down the sides of driveways, and there's developments and things I take care of. And that tire I wear out more because I'm always on the edge of the road, and that tire's on the pavement and the other tire isn't. So that tire I wear out a lot. So I'll probably have to buy a new of that tire if this mower holds up good. I've had it for a while. It might be almost time to replace it, but it's a really good mower. And I don't know if I told you or not, the one thing I like about the Cub Cadet mowers, the cheaper ones like this are only $1,500 to $2,000. I paid $1,500 tax and all out the door for this one when I got it. Now that's been like 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, it's about due for an upgrade, but I'm gonna keep on running it until it falls all to pieces. I'm gonna do little things like what I'm doing now, and that's it. I'll change tires and things like that. The engine goes out, I'm not fixing the engine. I'm gonna go get a new mower, because that means everything else is fixing to go out too. But you got these good high backs on these mowers, and they're really, really handy. That saves my back. A lot of the times if you get a cheaper mower, it'll have that little 4-inch back, and that don't do nothing. I mean, it just absolutely does not do nothing. Having one that comes up, 14 to 16 inches and giving you a little bit of support is nice. And then on top of that, you can get the ones that have the armrest too. But a lot of the times I'm on hills, so I'm leaning, and I don't want the armrest in my way while I'm trying to lean out, so I don't have those. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a little tip on getting your mowers ready for the year. And I am going to air this thing up and get it going. I might even put a video on here of how it is cutting and how it is running, just to where y'all can see these old Cub Cadets. They're pretty good bang for your buck. I stopped buying John Deere, I stopped buying Husky, I stopped buying all those, and the only ones I get now are the Cub Cadets. I've had a lot of different mowers. I mean, everything from Snapper. There's a company called Arian, which was actually an American company, or Aaron's, but I had one of them, and I mean, whenever I was younger, I had a yard machine. I mean, I've had a little bit of everything, and I'm going to stick with these unless they change up and mess up. But hope y'all have a great day. Like and subscribe if you have not. We'll catch you later.